Oh my god, I have such a headache. My school, we beat Duke last week in men's basketball. And tonight we beat Baylor, and so I just went downtown to celebrate, and we weren't planning on going downtown. We drove to get dinner because I'm extremely sick. I'm not supposed to be out. I'm supposed to be in bed. But then we won, which was really unexpected, so we were like, let's go downtown. So I drove my car downtown just to drive through and see. And if you know anything about the University of South Carolina, there's this thing called 5 Points, and it's just like a strip of bars, and it's crazy. Like everybody has a fake ID, and you can go to any bar you want, but you don't even need a fake ID for some of the bars to get in. You can just like get in because they're just so extremely easy to get into. I don't know if I should say that on YouTube. So I drove to 5 Points just to drive through, but then I ended up finding a free parking spot, so I took it, and we went to bars. I didn't drink anything just because I drove. But I just got back, and it's like 1 in the morning, and I'm exhausted. But I got a video request. I have like 5 waiting for me, and I really do need to knock them out. And I'm not going to have any time this upcoming week, so I'm going to try to do most of them this weekend. So that was a really long intro. I'm very sorry, but I'm just very proud of the Gamecocks. Go Cox. So I'm very exhausted right now. But this request, I got an email a couple days ago, and it says, hey Lisa, I really love your videos. Thank you for making them. You're super good at this whole thing, and I'm glad I can send you requests without paying any money for them. Oh, I didn't tell you? I'm just kidding. My ex-boyfriend broke up with me 5 months ago. We were together for 2 years. He took my virginity and I took his. I'm still in love with him. I've seen other people, but I can't get over him. He stays in my mind all the time. We cut contact 100%, and it's been excruciating. We even talked about marriage, and he was the first person I've ever done that with, and for the first time ever, I found someone I saw myself marrying. He may be gone, and the contact may be over, but I feel like we are still connected somehow. We don't even connect on social media, but all of our mutual friends still hang out together, and our families are still friends, but haven't talked since the breakup. It's been pretty awkward. I want him back, but I don't know what to do. I don't even know if there's anything I can do. He told his friends it was permanent, but I don't know if that's the truth. Thanks, girly. Okay. This, I'm just going to hop right in. So, this is like a complicated situation because it's kind of like what I'm going through, or it's what I went through, I guess. I mean, I'm over everything that I've gone through, but it's completely normal to still be in love with your ex after a breakup, especially 5 months. 5 months is not a long time, and contrary to what other people think, like, time and feelings don't correlate. I say that in so many of my videos, and it's the truth. Like, time doesn't know feelings because God created love. You know, love isn't a tangible thing. It's like a feeling and an emotion, and God can't be measured by time. God didn't even invent time. All the things that the best things that God gives us cannot be measured, such as happiness, love, joyfulness, truth. Like, all of those amazing things that make you a good and spiritual person cannot be measured in weight and mass and like length and distance, none of it. So don't feel bad that it's only taken 5 months, because you can measure how far you run, you can measure how long you can stay awake studying for your final, but you can't study for something that God has given you, specially handcrafted, which is love. If you fall in love with someone, no correlation excuse me, to time whatsoever. So first of all, don't feel bad that it's been 5 months. 5 months is not long at all. Like, 5 months is when it probably started hitting me the worst, honestly. So 2 years is a very long time. That's my second point. And he took your virginity. Honestly, like, if anybody takes anybody's virginity, that person is automatically never going to be forgotten. Like, you're never going to forget him. He's never going to forget you. Even if y'all do end up marrying other people, he can't lie about, you know, he can say, yeah, I've had some girlfriends, I've had some, like, bitches along the way. Like, he can, like, beat around the bush with, like, the girls that he's been with to his wife one day, but he cannot beat around the bush with the girl that took his virginity. So you're never going to be forgotten. And there's always going to be a special place in your heart for the person that took your virginity, because that's a spiritual thing. And that's something that you can't give back. That's something that you can't, you know, like, you, I don't know how to word this. Like, you can date someone, and if you want to trash talk the reason why you dated them, you can. Like, oh, I was only with her for the money, or I was only with her for this. Like, it takes a really shitty person to do that. But one thing that nobody can ever do is trash talk why they took someone's virginity. Like, you can say, oh, it was a bet, but that's, like, never true. No, if you took someone's virginity, 99.99999% of the time it was because you thought you were in love with that person and you thought you were going to be with them forever. So at one point, that was your forever, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. And the thing that I want to spend this video talking about the most is the line that says, we even talked about marriage, and he was the first person I've ever done that with. And for the first time ever, I found someone I saw myself marrying. Okay, I don't know how to word this. I was talking about this to a friend earlier, and I worded it in a very well way. If you see yourself marrying somebody, you're automatically in a longer relationship with them, even if y'all break up. And listen to what I'm saying. Like, let's say you date from here to here. This is when y'all first start dating. This is when you break up. And marriage would have been over here. Your mentality isn't from here to here. Your physical relationship is from here to here, but your mentality is always going to be from here to here. That's why it's so hard to fall out of love with someone that you saw yourself marrying, because you don't just see yourself marrying anybody off the street. You can date anybody off the street. You can kiss anybody off the street. But to genuinely want to marry someone and spend your forever with them and have your kids with them and have a house with them and cook your meals with them and slide around on the kitchen floor in your socks with them, like, that takes a very special person. Very special. And if someone says they were together for 5 years and they broke up, and I say, did you see yourself marrying them? And they say no, I just see a 5-year relationship. My friend, however, a couple weeks ago, she got out of a 1.5-year-long relationship, and she's devastated by it because her boyfriend broke up with her. And I asked her, I said, well, did you want to marry him? Like, did you see her forever with him? And she said yes. I didn't see a 1.5 years anymore. I saw an eternity. Like, I feel like when you break up with someone that you saw yourself marrying, you're not just losing that span of time that y'all were together. You're losing the idea of eternity, and that is what you're losing. You're not losing the 1.5 years that you were together. You're not losing the 2 years that y'all were together. You were losing the idea of a lifetime, because if you are with someone that you see yourself marrying, you're mentally committed in a forever relationship, because that's not a mentality that you can extinguish. You can't just wake up and say, I don't want to marry you anymore. You can't just wake up and say, okay, you're not the person I want to spend forever with anymore. Like, I feel like genuinely wanting to marry someone is something that your heart literally, like, a human wants shelter and food and love from their mother and father. And lastly, a human wants to get married to the person that they're in love with. That's like the couple essentials or the necessities of a human being. And if you're dating someone that you see yourself marrying and y'all break up, it's not just a breakup. That's why so many people get so depressed after a breakup if they saw themselves marrying that person. Because they're not just leaving what they left behind, they're leaving everything they were looking forward to. It's not just what's behind them, it's what's in front of them. They're losing everything, this way and that way, and that's why it's so painful. And I'm sorry, I have really bad asthma, but that's really what I want to spend this video focusing on. And I'm going to address everything else, of course, but if you saw yourself marrying that person that you were with, it's not just the duration of time that y'all were together. It's the duration of time that y'all would have spent together, because it still counts. I'm not saying that if someone gets married and has a divorce, their relationship or their breakup/relationship is equivalent to 2 teenagers who talked about getting married. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying if you genuinely want to get married to someone and you break up with them, it is a devastating thing, and it takes a very long time to get over that, because you don't. Someone just knocked on my dorm door, and I don't know if I should answer it. Let me lock my door real quick, because we have like an open door policy here. Shh. Okay, sorry y'all. This This dorm is really creepy, and someone literally just knocked on my door, and, like, everyone's, like, drunk right now from our celebration, so people just, like, drunk wander around the halls all the time, but sorry about that. Y'all know I'm super ADHD. I'm not even going to try to think about what I was just talking about, so I'm just going to start at a random point. But, oh yeah, I wasn't comparing a married couple to a teenage couple, but it's still, like, you don't just see yourself marrying anybody, so if you do, that's automatically a longer relationship mentally, in my opinion. It's a very stable, mature relationship, and I'm not just talking about, like, when preteens say, oh, let's get married one day. Like, no. At my age in college, we date to get married. Well, at least I do. Just because, like, this is the age where you start to not look for potential husband and wives, but come on. Like, we're literally graduating in a couple years to live our lives however the hell we want, to fall in love, to build families. So this kind of is the age to get married. Not get married, but, like, date to get married. So, like, I completely understand. So don't feel bad. Like, literally, you have nothing going against you right now. It's been 2 years. That's a long-ass time. It's been 5 months since the breakup. That's nothing. That's like a grain of sand, in my opinion. You saw yourself marrying him. That tells me everything I need to know. That means that y'all were mentally together a lot longer than, you know, y'all were physically together. And when you say the contact may be over, but you feel like you're still connected, I know exactly what you mean. I kind of have to, like, wrap this up soon just because I am 11 minutes, but if you truly love someone, you're always going to feel like you're connected to them, and I can't tell you if it's because y'all are meant to be together or because you never got proper closure or because you just have an inability to move on. I can't answer that question because that's what I'm going through. I still feel like my ex and I are in contact even though we haven't talked. I still feel like we're in contact even though we're blocked off of every social media you can think of. I still feel like we're in contact even though we refuse to talk to each other. Like, that's just, and I can't tell if it's because we're meant to be together, I just can't realize it because right now that's not the case. Or I can't tell if that's how I feel because we haven't talked. We never got proper closure. Like, I don't know, so I can't answer that part. But all I can say is that you're completely in the clear for feeling what you're feeling. And you said, I want him back, but I don't know what to do. I don't even know if there's anything that I can do. You're right, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is play it day by day. And if you feel like the reason why you're having a hard time moving on is because a lack of closure, maybe that's an option or a possibility. Go get that closure, because I promise it's going to eat you alive if you don't. And some people are physically not strong enough to handle living a life without closure. Me, however, I don't need closure. I've never believed in closure. I'm not a closure kind of person. Like, I'd rather just, like, wipe my hands off and walk away from it. But other people aren't like that. So if you think you need closure, please do yourself a favor and get it. I know it implies an actual end. That's why I hate closure, because it means that it's actually over. But it's a good and bad thing because it tells you where you stand and what you need to do with your life. So maybe talk to him one last time. If not, you know, keep distracting yourself. I have a lot of videos that you can watch on how to do that. A lot of videos that you can watch to deal with the situation. But you need to grow yourself and nourish yourself and do good things. Don't take this hole and fill it with boys. Don't try to heal yourself from dating with dating. Like, do things that will excite you and, like, stretch your boundaries and your limits, like kickboxing, martial arts, a book club, an art club, a ceramics club. Like, do new things, because I promise, scientifically speaking, it does heal your mind to try new things, because it creates more brain elasticity and it just allows you to think better and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, I haven't taken that course yet, but that's pretty much all I need to say. So I know this was kind of a very specific topic, focus on mainly the marriage part, but that's what I wanted to focus on in this video. If you have any more questions or if you want to update me, you know my email address because you sent me an email. So thank y'all. For everyone else who watched, and if you have a request, you know where to find me. My stuff is down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope I helped out. So God bless. Bye.